Good evening, YouTube. Josh, FJ55 Iron Pig. Thanks for clicking on the video. We got a slightly different view here. And, come here, Lucy. Come here. Come here. Got a little doggy saying hello. I don't know if she's going up on camera or not. Anyways, trying something different. And this is specifically for you, Ron. RJD Navy. I haven't heard from you in a long time. I hope all is well. But I'm going to do a reading, if you will, from a funny book. Maddox. If you haven't ever heard of Maddox, I believe his website was called The Greatest Website in the Universe. I have a couple of his shirts. You know that Che Guevara shirt I have with the star and the patch on his eye? That's from his. This is The Alphabet of Manliness. It's actually a really good book. Great bathroom reading. If you don't already have this book, go get it. It's really good. It's very short. All the chapters are very short. As you can imagine, it's A through Z. And we're going to read a little bit from it. I don't know how long this video will last. We're not just going to read it. We're also going to enjoy a frosty beverage. Just pulled from the refrigerator. Thank you, eBolmy. I appreciate you turning me on to this one. I've already had one. It's empty. It's really good. I'll give you a quick description of it. This is a different way for me, different type of video, and a la eBolmy. So we've got loaded firearms at the ready, and beers, and something to talk about. So, Dirt Wolf by Victory Brewing. This is the first Victory Brewing I've ever had. This is a double IPA. Since watching eBolmy's videos from Band of Brews, check it out. It's a secondary channel. If you like beer, check it out. I never really got into IPAs too much, but he had a couple of videos a long time ago where he tasted some and he said they're excellent, and he suggested, hey, this would be great for someone just getting into it. If you don't know what IPA means, India Pale Ale. Hey, it's an acronym. Imagine that. This one, 12 fluid ounces, is 8.7% alcohol by volume, which means it's got a little kick to it. I'll explain more about it. Hemp Seed Addict. If you're watching this, that's what that looks like. A big old V. That's mandatory, by the way, people. You have to show Hemp Seed Addict the bottle cap. Let's open it with my mutt. Opens nicely. Smells good. Let's do a pour. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Look at that golden amber color. Oh, 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 oh. This is not a beer glass. This is a water glass. I could have gone a little more aggressive with that. You got a finger of head there. Good head is always good. It is a little bit lacy. It's got firm, so there's plenty of protein in there. As you can see, the color, a golden color. And it's slightly cloudy in color. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just regurgitating words I've heard. I'm going to give you my impressions of it. It has a pineapple-y smell. It smells cold. If you know what I'm talking about, smells can be hot, they can be warm, they can be cold, they can be spicy. This has a cold smell to it to me. Definitely pineapple-y. Let's have a sip. Cheers. Hey, hold on. If you don't have a beer in your hand, press pause. Go to your refrigerator right now and get yourself a beer. I'll wait. No, seriously, I'll wait. Hey, welcome back. Got your beer? Let's enjoy. First sip, Dirt Wolf. Wow. eBolmy was right. That is some really good beer. I think he rated this a 9 or a 10, somewhere up there. 1 through 10 on the E scale. It's got a little bit of hops bitterness. It's a double IPA. If you're new to IPAs, if you like IPAs, let's say you just got started and you actually like the flavor of an IPA, you could probably get away with trying this out. It might be a little harsh on your palate, but not too much. It's not kicking you in the mouth, and I didn't like that at first. But it has a good hoppy flavor to it. Really good carbonation, getting up there towards not quite, but close to like champagne carbonation. Not quite as strong, but close. And it's got it starts with like a pineapple bitterness, sweetness, and it ends with like a pine bitterness. If you've ever had an IPA, you know what I'm talking about. It's that weird piney taste. Best way to do it, if you have pine needles, go grab a fresh one and chew on it. There you go. Something really cool about it. Yeah, it has a honey flavor, almost like a lavender honey. It reminds me of a raw honey, like Colorado City's lavender honey. You can get that at Walmart in a lot of places, actually. And it's from Colorado, and I had that for years, and that is really good honey. Right here, I taste it. Yes, sir. Excuse me. That's really good. If you've never had a Victory beer, I can only recommend this one because it's the only one I've had. Go get yourself, as soon as this video's over, of course, Victory Dirty Wolf. Most excellent. Double IPA, baby. Not for a beginner in IPA. So let's read The Alphabet of Manliness by Maddox. I want to give Maddox all props. He's a cool guy. In fact, when I ordered my shirts from him 7 years ago, this was made in 2005, by the way. He had signed it and put a little note on there. I wish I still had it. I'm not going to read the foreword. I'm not going to read the acknowledgments. I'm not going to read about the book because I already told you what it's about. Let's just get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to see, as well as hear my words, alpha is for ass kicking. You got this dude just giving a vicious right cross to Santa Claus's chin. So let's read it. The phrase ass kicking has changed over the years from its humble origin as the union of one's foot with another person's ass to an expression today that has nothing to do with asses or even kicking. The picture at the beginning of this section epitomizes ass kicking. Time for a pop quiz. What's more awesome than a lumberjack punching Santa in the face? A, nothing. B, all the above. I pick B. I gave this quiz to my friend's wife and she got the wrong answer. She kept asking questions like, what's so cool about Santa getting punched in the face? That's not cool. That's mean. Wrong answer, bitch. The reason she doesn't get it is the same reason all women don't get it. Men invented ass kicking along with chainsaws, beef jerky, and happiness. Although pursuits would agree that the classic ass kicking, figure 1 that I showed you, would agree that it is sufficiently awesome and or tits. Remember when everyone used to say tits all the time? Oh, dude, that's tits. New approaches, techniques, and interpretations have been welcomed to the ass-kicking catalog over the years. Take, for example, the punch to the cojones ass-kicking. Just follow 2 simple steps in figure 2 and 3 to find yourself busting in no time. Take a look. If it shows up, there's a big old boot going into someone's ass. And right here, you got a dude's fist prepped to punch the dude in the crotch. And there he is, lifting the dude up by the crotch by the force of his punch. Quite interesting. The cock punch. There are 2 main procedures for transferring one's fist to the cock. This dude cracks me up. The first method is the crescent punch, which is especially handy in missionaries who can't take a hint. People who jog in place while waiting for the light to turn green. And self-important clerks who ask, "What can I do for you?" Of course, if you answer the subtle sexual proposition, the clerk will always seem confused because it's a mantra that's often chanted unintentionally, almost like his desperate last attempt at being a comedian or anything else that doesn't so closely resemble the mundane hell of life in a convenience store, thus warranting a slug to said clerk's pecker. The crescent approach isn't a cock punch in the strictest sense of the word, as one rarely punches the actual cock as defined as shaft or a helmet. It's more of a nut busting, not to be confused with the busting a nut, but still, it's related to the cock punching family. Crescent cock punch. Oh yeah! Crescent method. Step 1. Wind back in a graceful semicircular motion. That's figure 1. Note the trick here is having a good excuse to find yourself below the victim's waistline. For example, try saying, "Oops, I need to tie my shoelaces," and "Hey, look, some spare change." Or the failsafe, "I think I'll crouch down here for no reason, especially not to punch you in the dick." Step 2. Step 2, the actual crotch punch. Thrust your fist into the opponent's crotch so that the momentum of your thrust is directed upward as if to force the gonads back into the pelvic cavity. You know, kind of like when you have some really good sex and your balls retract back up past your pubic bone. That's what he's talking about. Note, if your victim happens to be a woman, this method is known as the ovarian delight, which isn't a delight so much as a jab to the ovaries. Now you also have a stealth method. Check out here. Is that showing up? You got a guy in a karate gi, kind of doing a downward punch into the crotch. The second, more common delivery method is the top-down or high-level approach. It is sometimes referred to as the stealth method, because the victim rarely foresees the dong thumping he's about to receive. This method is the most easily carried out during casual conversations, especially as a substitute for feigning interest in whatever boring activity your coworkers filled their weekends with. Man, we have all been there listening to someone drone on and on about how this, that, or the other was just, it's mind-numbing oxygen thief talk. Start out with a friendly gesture, perhaps a bit of light small talk like, "How's it going?" or even "hanging in there." Don't get too carried away though. Asking questions like, "How's work?" That's dangerous. Might suggest that you have some knowledge of whatever project your coworker is working on, which might give him or her the impression that you're interested, or even worse, that you care. If things go awry and you find yourself inundated with too much boring psychobabble too quickly, it is acceptable to initiate early. Would that be premature ejaculation? Though a premature thrust, may dampen the satisfaction of leading your victim on with knowing nods and polite When you're finally ready, make sure to step into the punch so you have the weight of your body backing you. If you punch hard enough, it's possible to punch someone's dick clean off. Though, you have to be extremely manly to do this. We're talking hairy eyeballs manly. Drink to that, buddy. Seriously, you movie. That's really good. How many more pages we got in this one? Seriously. This is getting kind of long here. Well, I got a couple more pages. You can stop the video at any time. Or you can keep listening because it's quite funny. And the beer is quite good. And you should be enjoying the beer that's in your hand right now. So we got Dropkick to the face. Dude's looking down. Aggressor's got his head in his hands. He's preparing his knee to come up. That's not the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Drop kick, not knee. Alright, drop kick to the face. The drop kick isn't just for impressing your peers by dispatching litter into a ravine, or for those unfortunate occasions when you find yourself actually having to play soccer. Or if you're from the South, as in South America, football. The drop kick can be employed in situations ranging from setting a friend straight for making eye contact at a urinal to punishing children for bad grades. Step 1, hold the subject by his head. All right, so you got the dude's head right here. He's looking down, you got him by the ears. Step 2, while standing on one foot, a la Karate Kid, lift one of your legs back to charge for the kick and simultaneously drop your subject. So you're like, "Ayah!" Do not toss him. This is a drop kick, not some pansy toss kick. Do it right. Don't be an asshole. You hear that? Don't be an asshole. Step 3, connect the kick with the face. And as awesome as this is, try to stay focused to make it count. You may optionally gloat, but do not initiate some stupid Super Bowl touchdown dance. This will only make you look stupid, which may qualify you for a cock punch of your own. What's next? Now, that's kind of a gruesome illustration. Punch to the mouth, teeth flying. Plain old honest-to-God punch to the mouth. Sometimes a friend or relative will do or say something so stupid that you have no choice but to cock your arm back and slug that son of a bitch right in the mouth. Sometime, Chuck, if you're still watching Ebomi, you know what I'm talking about, right? I assume by your videos that's what you're thinking. Sometimes the person is so annoying that this happens involuntarily, like your arms transform into sentient beings with a primal sense of justice, lashing out at the source of your frustration like a reflex, nothing to showy, with just a plain old-fashioned punch to the kisser. For example, everyone knows someone who will drive an extra 10 minutes across town to buy gas from a station selling its fuel for 1 cent less per gallon. Cheaper than other gas stations, of course. For 99% of the population, it's obvious why this is stupid. But for the rest of you who don't understand why it's a waste of time, i.e. the 2 or 3 women who will get this far in this book, I elaborate. The average car can hold 15 gallons per tank. So if you say 1 cent per gallon, that's 15 cents every time you fill up, which is usually 1 cent per week for most people. So that means you'll save 60 cents per month or $7.20 per year. If the average person drives from the age of 16 to 65, that's 49 years of driving, by the way, which brings you to a grand total lifetime savings of dick. When you point this out to your frugal acquaintance, he will ramble on for hours with various pre-calculated scenarios designed to save him a trivial amount of pocket change. What these tight-fisted misers don't realize is the amount of money they could save by not having to buy extra food to restore the countless calories of energy they expel by simply not shutting the fuck up about how much money they save on gasoline. These are the same people who consider it a wise investment of their time to undertake the laborious task of poring over newspapers on the off chance of finding a coupon for a product that they want. That's so dang true. How many times have you actually looked at those coupons and actually found something you give a crap about that you actually want to buy and actually want to save money on? It's usually crap anyways. Okay. What they actually want or let alone need. You see these people everywhere, haggling over the price of candy at checkout counters, sending back steaks that don't live up to their Epicurean standards at Red Lobster, and bringing commerce to a grinding halt by tediously writing out every letter of every number on their checks. No man pays with checks. Real men pay for things with real money. Cash, baby. Slabs of molded ore, if possible. If not, with the big crumpled wads of lint-caked bills straight from our swampy pockets to the register. Cut the foreplay. You give us stuff. We give you money. End of transaction. None of this organized memo-filled bullshit. If you need a memo to remind you of what you spent your money on, then you probably shouldn't be buying it in the first place. Stick to the basics, people. Speaking of basics, as straightforward as a punch to the mouth can be, it's not as efficient as it could be at delivering the ass kicking. There's an elbow. That's more efficient. The fewer joints involved in punching someone is less likely it will be that one of the joints will bend incorrectly, which could dampen the blow. A more direct approach would be to forego the wrist joint entirely. In other words, cut the middleman and go right to the elbow. Mouthful of elbow. Hitting someone in the mouth with your elbow requires close proximity to your target, basically talking distance. One of the few occasions that you might get close enough to someone to make a delivery is when you're talking to a friend or a relative. You might be hesitant at first to pummel a friend, but here's a thought. By not hitting your close acquaintances, you discriminate against them. What kind of friend discriminates? Show him that you're a true friend by giving him a taste of your elbow. Headbutt to the ovaries. Sometimes a woman will manipulate a man with her striking good looks and flirtatious demeanor. This type of woman can live her entire life without lifting a finger to earn a penny. Instead, she opts to lead men on with a life that can be best described as one long cock tease of existence. Since it's unbecoming of a man to hit woman, it really is. Sometimes a guy needs to find another method to keep her in line. Sometimes a man needs to headbutt a woman in the ovaries. This is ridiculous. He's cocking his head back and booyah, right in the ovaries. The headbutt is tricky to maneuver since there are very few reasons a guy should ever find himself kneeling in front of a woman. One potential legitimate reason a woman might expect to find a guy on his knees is for a proposal, which is cliched and stupid, but play along. Just get on one knee and reach into your pocket like you're going to pull out a ring. Then when she least expects it, grab her thighs, buck your head back, and thrust your forehead into her baby maker. This guy's ridiculous. Backbreaker. Tired of foreplay? Want to tell a certain someone I'm not working late this weekend, so you can kiss my black ass. In not so many words. Unless it's a feminist. In which case, aggression toward her would be a sign of respect, since feminists want to be treated with equality. Or no words at all. The backbreaker is a great alternative and will assert your manliness like few other ass-kicking methods will. To break someone's back, you have all the tools you need on your body, hands and knees. Here's how. Raise dude above your head and drop him down onto your knee. It's almost over, folks. Hang in there. Step 1, take hold of your opponent and lift him in the air above your head. Make sure you do this dramatically like a professional wrestler would. Step 2, drop on one knee so that your other leg is extended outward, and then thrust your victim down onto your stretched knee so that the center of his lower back takes a brunt of your thrust. You may now make a formal declaration that his shit has been ruined. Booyah, baby! Note. After administering the backbreaker, your victim won't be able to walk, so you may get cited for littering if you leave him lying in the street. And that's letter A, folks. If you made it this far in this video, congratulations. Do you want to see a sneak peek of the next one, if there's a next one? B is for boners. Yeah, I know. The book is stupid, misogynistic, violent, aggressive, and like I said already, stupid. But it is kind of funny. It's mental masturbation. It's pretty good. I do highly recommend this book. Everything he talks about in here is just asinine. No one's actually going to do that to people. I'm not going to actually do that to people. But it's funny. It's just like slapstick humor. It's like watching Naked Gun. So again, Victory's Dirt Wolf is an excellent double IPA. I highly recommend it. And I may do a video showing some of my other favorite beers that I like. I keep the labels. To keep a label, you soak the beer bottle that's empty, you already drank it, remember, in some hot water. Give it 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long you want. Gently peel the label off. And it should come off like that. For instance, the Center Imperial IPA. Seriously, it's a really good beer. People I do want to thank. Maddox. Ridiculous. Ridiculously funny. I want to thank Ron, RJD Navy. Thank you, sir. This beer is being drank in your honor. I hope you're doing well. I have not heard from you in a long time. Please, send me a comment. Send me an email like you used to do. I miss hearing from you. It really helps. It really does. Ebomi and Mrs. Ebomi. Lovely lady. I like your cooking videos. I am sub to you. I've been sub to you for quite a long time. Show me some love, woman. And Eric, I do hope you pick up some Bluetooth earbuds. The ones I have work pretty good. I'm going to be doing another video on that here in another week or two. Beer's gone. You know what that means? This video is over. Folks, question, comment, smart remarks, put them down below. Thanks for watching. Enjoy life. Don't you know? It's the fucking luck of the Irish that keeps you afloat in this fucking country, you know? Fucking highfalutin bastards. Living off the work of the fucking labourers in the fields. Think you just shit all over people. Give them beer. Beer's good. Like beer. Fight. I don't know. It's all for the fucking dogs. Yeah, you heard me right, motherfucker. The dogs. Anyway, good night.